Hello, Jayhawks! Welcome to this semester's first episode of Run It Back. Many of you may not recognize me. That's because I'm your newest host, Jamison Mangold. I'm excited to kick this season off today as it is our first show of the year, and I'd say it's back and better than ever. Some really exciting news to start out Run It Back. We'll be having not one, but 2 shows this year. That's right. Check us out Mondays and Fridays for all things sports. We have a jam-packed show today. We're going to dive into what's going on in the NFL realm, take a look at some first-hand Jayhawk fan interviews, and of course, we couldn't leave out what everyone's talking about, the legendary border war. From what I hear, there's only one thing a Jayhawk hates more than a Wildcat, and that's a tiger. Make sure you stay tuned because you won't want to miss what's coming up next on Run It Back. Jayhawks haven't played the Missouri Tigers since 2011. For those bad at math, that's 14 years. So this game is going to be one for the books. I know I'm excited to see our Hawks take the Tigers by surprise. Alex will feature that next with a look into the long-standing KU-MU history and the significance of the border war. Football isn't the only thing on our minds as our women's soccer team is on a roll, coming off several wins to start the season. And our Lady Hawks of the volleyball team have been playing in a Purdue tournament this week. Mia got an inside look, and we'll touch up on that coming up soon.
Thanks, Jamison. All right, Jayhawks. For the first time since 2011, the border war is back in the football stadium. And there's just something about Mizzou that makes our blood boil. Our hatred goes long before any football rivalries, going all the way back to the violent period of 1850s Kansas. And let's be honest, whether it's on the field, on the court, or even in a thumb war, we always want to beat Mizzou. It began with the Kansas-Nebraska Act of 1854, when pro-slavery Missourians crossed the border to rig Kansas' future. But Lawrence stood firm as a free state stronghold, led by voices like John Brown. In 1856, Missouri forces sacked Lawrence, destroying buildings and presses. Free state fighters, soon called Jayhawkers, struck back. On August 21, 1863, Quantrill's raid brought 400 pro-slavery fighters who killed 150 men and burned the town. Lawrence rebuilt, stronger, louder, and that Jayhawk spirit still fires up every Kansas-Missouri showdown. Because for us, it was never just a game. On October 31st, 1891, Kansas and Missouri met on the football field for the first time, with Kansas winning 22-10 and starting a rivalry in a different way. After that first win, the Jayhawks and the Tigers went head-to-head every year, leading to many iconic border showdowns. In 1960, KU stunned number 1 Mizzou 23-7 in the game of the century. The NCAA later stripped the win, but to us Jayhawks, the scoreboard still counts. In 1973, KU spoiled Mizzou's homecoming with a last-minute touchdown, and through the 80s, the rivalry turned stronger, with shoving matches and sideline trash talk becoming tradition. Then came 2007. Number 2 Mizzou versus number 3 Kansas at Arrowhead. The Tigers pulled out a 36-28 win, but the atmosphere was unforgettable. In 2008, Kansas got revenge with a 40-37 intense game after Todd Reesing had a game-winning touchdown. In 2012, Mizzou left for the SEC, ending more than a century of tradition. Now, the wait is over, the border war is back, and Saturday, it's all about pride, payback, and proving the Jayhawks run this rivalry. Kansas is excited to show who runs the border, and we are ready to watch. That's it from me, and now on to Caden to discuss the Booth Stadium renovations.
Thanks, Alex. The grand opening of the reimagined David Booth Kansas Memorial Stadium has been the talk of college football offseason in Lawrence, Kansas. Still, for anyone who's attended a game or seen the stadium, it appears a little unfinished, and that's because it is. The stadium renovations that took place last season and during the summer were only phase 1 of the planned KU Gateway District. The initiative is designed to transform the north end of campus, enriching student lives and the businesses around it by creating a hub for students and visitors. The already completed Phase 1 included the complete rebuilding of the southwest, west, and north sections of the booth, all while adding state-of-the-art weight and locker rooms for the football team and a brand new conference center on the north end of the stadium. Phase 2 of the Gateway District will start this coming offseason thanks to a generous donation of $300 million to Kansas athletics by longtime contributor David Booth, $75 million of which is earmarked for the completion of the district. Phase 2 will include the rebuilding of the south and east section of the stadium. Kansas Athletic Director Travis Goff says the Jayhawks will be playing through a bit of construction next season and the stadium will be at a reduced capacity, but Kansas will be playing in the booth next fall. Along with completing the stadium, Phase 2 includes plans to build a 162-room hotel, off-campus student housing, retail, restaurant, and office spaces, and to expand the parking capacity from 361 to over 1,000. However, it's unclear at this time which non-stadium renovations will make the actual cut for funding. If you want to help support the development of the booth and the Gateway District, you can donate at kugatewaydistrict.com. Next up, Tyler Bass is bringing us a KU basketball recruiting update. Tyler, take it away.
Allen Fieldhouse has hosted some of the biggest names in college basketball history. The #1 player in the country, Tyron Stokes, could be the next star to wear the crimson and blue. Stokes, a 6'7" forward from the class of 26, has been turning heads across the country, known for his rare combination of size, skill, and athleticism. He is already being compared to some of the NBA's most versatile forwards. On the offensive end, his game is as complete as it gets. He has the power to finish above the rim with authority, the touch to hit the shots and from the perimeter, and the ball handling to create for himself and others. In transition, he thrives, pushing the pace, attacking defenders, and putting relentless pressure on the defense. But it's just not the scoring that sets Stokes apart. His passing vision allows him to find open teammates, making him as much as a playmaker as a finisher. Coaches rave about his ability to read the floor and make the right play at the moment. And defensively, he's a nightmare of a matchup. With quick feet, long arms, and physical strength, Stokes can defend multiple positions when it's guarding smaller guards on the perimeter or battling big men in the paint. His versatility makes him a two-way threat. Kansas, a program built on transition and championships, is making its pitch. Bill Self and his staff envisions Stokes as the centerpiece of a future Jayhawk squad, a player capable of carrying the torch of greatness that runs through KU basketball history. Stokes made his last official visit to Lawrence in April, but for now the decision is still ahead. But one thing is certain, Tyron Stokes is the kind of talent who changes programs, and Kansas fans are hoping Allen Fieldhouse is where he continues his journey.
Thanks, Tyler. What an exciting time for KU basketball fans. This past weekend, volleyball traveled to Madison, Wisconsin for the opening Spike Classic. Kansas held on tight against number 8 Wisconsin during Game 1 of the tournament, but came up just short in a dramatic 5-set showdown Friday night. Leading Kansas for the night, freshman Jovana Zelenovic had 15 kills, turning the 4th set into a point-for-point battle. Her swing got things moving for the Jayhawks. Keeping Kansas in the game, Selena Laban also contributed majorly, with 14 kills, 10 digs, and 5 blocks to close the 4th set 28-26, forcing a 5th. Unfortunately, the momentum wasn't enough, and the Jayhawks fell short in the 5th, with Wisconsin winning the series 3-2. Following the first loss, Kansas played their 4th straight 5-set match against number 12 Creighton Blue Jays on Sunday. And boy, what a battle did KU put on. Coming in hot, senior Ryan Swanson had 9 kills and 2 blocks, carrying the offense in the 3rd set. Sadly, the Hawks came up short, losing in the 5th, 12-15. It was a busy weekend, but it doesn't get any easier. The Hawks have been playing in the Purdue tournament this week, which started on Wednesday. Their last game is tonight. Starting off strong on Wednesday, they took on Bowling Green. Ryan Swanson set the tone for the rest of the match, hitting a career high of 20 kills. The Jayhawks were able to take the first set easy and finish the first game of the tournament with a W, 3-1. Last night, another exciting Jayhawk win against Georgia Tech, 3-1. They will wrap up the Purdue tournament tonight at 6 p.m. against Purdue. That's enough for me, but stay tuned for more exciting KU sports.
doesn't my skin look like theirs? Why is my nose so big? I'm never gonna look like those girls.
Yeah, I always just clap at this part.
This is where everyone's talking amongst themselves. Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to do it?
Are we supposed to smile?
When do we start? Somebody over here already started.
Can we talk about the piccolo part? It's the most complicated one.
It is. If you listen, you're doing it when the band's not playing.
You have to tell me when it starts. I still don't know.
Here we go. Just clapping now. No humps.
I know I'm excited to see where this season takes our volleyball team, so make sure you're showing up to give them your support. I'm sure everyone loves watching all things KU, but with the fall comes something any Kansas inhabitant should also love, and that's a little bit of Chiefs football. Football season kicked off yesterday with the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Kaden and Jimmy rounded up some season predictions. I'm definitely predicting another Super Bowl appearance for the Chiefs, but we'll see what they have to say first. Friday Night Lights isn't the only thing happening this fall. Thursdays are filled with NFL games, and the MLB playoffs are almost in full swing. Trevor will speak more on this as he uncovers which team might make a wild card push and what team might just collapse under the pressure. And Daniel has teed up a segment on all things fairway, birdies, and clutch putts with a preview on what's to come with the biennial Ryder Cup. Let's take a look.
Thanks, Jameson. The NFL season kicked off its 106th year with the Eagles beating the Cowboys 24-20. I'm Caden Baird. I'm joined by Emil Mishevich and Jimmy Edinaran, predicting this year's season's rookie breakouts and awards. Jimmy, got any predictions or anything for defensive player, offensive player of the year?
Yeah, for my defensive player of the year, I have TJ Watt winning it. I believe he should have won it 2 years ago, so I feel like he's due one. And for offensive player of the year, I have Jamar Chase. He just won the Triple Crown last year, leading the league in everything. So I think another strong season, he's going to win offensive player of the year.
Yeah, for offensive player of the year, I got Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's a great running back. He has a great line in front of him. And, I know everybody says Jamar Chase, wide receiver, might win it. I think it's a running back year this year. And for defensive player of the year, I got Jared Verse. He had a great rookie year, and I think he meshed really well with Braden Fisk and what they're doing in LA.
All right, offensively, I have CeeDee Lamb. I think no one else takes more targets away from his teammates. He's a ball hog the entire game. I know last game he dropped some passes, but then he was still getting thrown those passes. So I think he's going to put up insane numbers this year. Defensively, I think Aiden Hutchinson is going to be a big player. He was on a tear last year before he got hurt. I think he's going to keep it up this season. They're hungry. They lost the Commanders. He's going to be a big part of that defense. And then, so offensive or defensive rookie of the year, you got any hot takes?
I have, for defensive rookie of the year, this isn't really a hot take, but Abdul Carter, he was one of my favorite prospects in this last year's draft. So, and then for offensive rookie of the year, I almost had, I have Terrell McMillan winning it. He's a wide receiver 1 for the Carolina Panthers. They just traded away Adam Thielen, so there's going to be a lot of targets going to him. So that's for my offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, for my offensive rookie of the year, I got Omarion Hampton. I think he's going to have a great situation in LA, especially considering that the wide receiver help isn't really there for Justin Herbert. I really like Henderson, but I just think that Hampton is going to be in a better situation to win. And for defensive rookie of the year, give me Andrew Mbuka.
For offensive rookie of the year, I think it's got to be Trayvon Henderson. He's going to punt return. He's going to catch. He's going to run that. And Mike Vrabel's offense, he's going to be a big part of that. He knows how to use weapons. Defensive rookie of the year, I like the Abdul Carter. I feel like it's a little obvious, so I'm going to go a little bit of a sleeper maybe. Mike Green, I think he's going to be a big help for them. I know he's got a little depth in front of him, but I think later in the season he can get some help. And then for the big one, Jimmy, do you have any picks for the MVP this coming season?
I got Jalen Hurts as my MVP. I think even though he might not put up the best stats, I think it's gonna look a little bit similar to Lamar Jackson 2 years ago, where his stats weren't eye-popping, but his team winning, I do have the Eagles as the number 1 seed again for the NFC, so I have Jalen Hurts for my MVP.
As Jimmy said, I got Lamar Jackson. I think he could have won last year. I think he's going to win this year. He was one drop away from the Super Bowl. This is his year.
All right, I'm going the best quarterback in the league, Patrick LeVon Mahomes, the second best player in the league. The team got better. It's all about team wins, and he's going to win it this year. All right, that's all we have for predictions this year. Next up, we have Atakai Margravis giving us more insight on last night's game. Atakai?
Thanks, guys. Those are some bold predictions, but we'll have to wait and see if any of those pan out. One thing we don't have to wait for anymore is the start of the NFL season. The Cowboys traveled up to the defending champions in the city of brotherly love for a Thursday night football showdown to kick off the NFL season. People were writing off the Cowboys before the start of this one, me included, after they just traded away Micah Parsons before the season began. But them boys, they showed up to play. Jalen Carter was the first superstar to make his mark on the game, but not in the way Eagles faithful are hoping for. After spitting on Dak Prescott in the first play of the game, he was ejected, which put the game in danger early for the Eagles. After that, Dak and CD connection was reinvigorated. Dallas was set up perfectly for a pair of Javonte Williams rushing touchdowns that would have been great for my fantasy team, well, if I didn't have him on my bench. But I digress. The Eagles did not stay down, but responded with a pair of classic hard-nosed running football, capped with rushing touchdowns from QB Jalen Hurts. That evened the game at 14 apiece halfway through the second quarter. And after trading 2 field goals for a touchdown, the Eagles would make a 1-point lead headed into the break. 10 minutes into the third, the game was headed in the same direction. The Eagles had kicked a field goal, and Dallas had marched down all the way to the 11-yard line. Unfortunately, things did not stay the same when Miles Sanders fumbled, giving the ball back to the Eagles and the momentum as well. The game would then be paused for 65 minutes due to lightning storms passing through. And when play resumed, we did not have that same type of battle. Neither team can move the ball, and while the Cowboys had a chance to take the lead late, costly drops from CeeDee Lamb dropped the game for them. A classic NFC East rivalry to start the season. A David versus Goliath after all that offseason chaos. A banner raising for the defending champs, and ultimately a great game, with the Eagles flying out of there with a tight 20-24 victory. That's all I have from last night, but let's hear from a season that's much farther underway. Trevor, hit me with some MLB action.
Thank you, Atakai. The MLB season is finally reaching its end, and teams are pushing to make their case for the playoffs in the final month of the season. The American League wildcard race is one to especially keep a close eye on. With the Texas Rangers only 1.5 games back of a wildcard berth behind the Seattle Mariners, their schedule offers no time for rest, with them playing the best team in baseball currently, the Milwaukee Brewers, for a 3-game set. After that, they don't catch a break, with a 6-game set against the third best team in the AL, the Houston Astros. The Royals, however, have had a much easier path forward than the Rangers. The main notable opponent for the Royals is the Phillies. They have yet to play the Phillies this year, and with the Phillies trying to keep their hold on the division, this is a must-win game for both teams. Looking outside of the wild card in the AL, the Yankees are fighting back against the Blue Jays to try and secure a bye and a win in their division. With the Yankees only being 2.5 games behind the Blue Jays, it is currently sitting at the closest race in the AL. ESPN is currently giving both teams a 99% chance of making the playoffs. However, it gets interesting when you look at the odds to clinch the division. ESPN currently lists Toronto's chances at 51%, with the Yankees only sitting at 28%. For only being 2.5 games back, the Yankees are looked at as the underdogs, even with the 9th easiest schedule in the MLB. Switching to the National League, the Dodgers and Brewers both have a commanding lead on their divisions. The Phillies, however, have some work to do if they want to feel comfortable with their position atop the NL East. Even with their 6-game lead over the Mets have proven that they can get hot when needed. The Phillies, on the other hand, have been unable to perform when the pressure is on, which could lead to be a problem for them down the stretch. As for the Chicago Cubs, they are in the driver's seat in the NL wildcard, with a 5-game lead from possible elimination and 9 games back from missing the playoffs altogether. With them gunning for the Brewers to take a hold of the lead in the NL Central, it could come down to the final week of games. As for the Cubs' percentage of winning the division, ESPN only gives them a 6% chance to catch up to the Brewers. The Brewers, however, have the best odds in the MLB to not only clinch the division, but also secure the bye in the NL. The Ryder Cup is just around the bend. Let's hear from Daniel about the latest updates.
Thanks, Trevor. With the professional golf season winding down and the crisp fall air whirling in, that means one thing for golf fans. It's time for the United States to take on the world. And this year, they get the pleasure of hosting the biennial Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black in Long Island. The event consists of 12 of the best American golfers pitted up against 12 of the best European golfers in a 4-round tournament. Both teams had 6 automatic qualifiers based on performances over the season, and 6 others were selected as captain's picks. Let's tee off with the USA first. Leading the United States into Bethpage is a man who needs no introduction, Scottie Scheffler. Scheffler is a 4-time major champion and number 1 in the official world golf ranking, a truly generational talent. Some other automatic qualifiers for the United States include 2025 U.S. Open champion J.J. Spaun, 2020 Olympic gold medalist Xander Schauffele, and 2024 U.S. Open champion Bryson DeChambeau. Among Team USA captain Keegan Bradley's captain's picks, the story wasn't about who was selected, but rather who wasn't. Despite receiving strong support from many, including U.S. President Donald Trump, Bradley decided against selecting himself to compete at Bethpage despite a strong season. On the European side, however, it's all about the duo of reigning Masters champion Rory McIlroy and the 45-year-old Justin Rose. The two dominated the PGA Tour in 2025, combining for over $41 million in earnings on the season. Some of those joining them on Team Europe as auto bids include world number 6 Tommy Fleetwood and 2-time Ryder Cup participant Tyrrell Hatton. European captain Luke Donald kept it simple for his captain's picks, opting for 6 guys who are on his 2023 squad. Led by 2023 Masters champion Jon Rahm and Swedish sensation Ludvig Åberg, the Europeans are going to be a tough task for the Americans later this fall. And don't worry, there is a Kansas connection to the tournament as well, as 2020 U.S. Open champion and Kansas alumnus Gary Woodland was named as a vice captain of Team USA back in July. The 2025 edition of the Ryder Cup tees off on September 26th, and I know that I will be cheering for the United States all the way.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant, rising. On this summit, callings converge, voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good, for greatness. Can you hear it?
All right, trivia fans, quick question. What year did KU football program begin? If you guessed 1870, that is incorrect. Better luck next time. And if you're wondering what the correct answer is, you might find out very soon because our very own Anna went out and interviewed fans and tested their knowledge on KU at the last game, as well as getting insight into favorite traditions and parts of game day. So far, I'm loving the fireworks after we win. Intramurals are kicking off with some fan favorites like sand volleyball, flag football, and even pickleball. Jimmy has all the latest details to keep you informed. If you're interested in playing sports but didn't quite make the D1 cut, these might be for you. Jimmy, take it away.
Welcome back to RunitBack. I'm Jimmy, and let's get back to it. If you're looking for a fun way to stay active this semester, KU Rec has you covered. They have introduced a brand new intramural sports pass, and it's only $15. So instead of paying for every time you sign up for a league, a tournament, or a special event, you just buy the pass once, and you're covered for the whole year. That means unlimited basketball, volleyball, soccer, flag football, and etc. Now you're probably wondering, who can get it? If you're a KU student, faculty, or staff member with the active Rec membership, you're eligible. All you need is your KU card and Rec access. Buying it is really easy too. Just head to recreations.ku.edu, log in with your KU account, and click on Intramural Sports Pass. Pay online, and your pass will be activated. Just think about it. For $15, you get unlimited games, new friends, and maybe even one of those legendary Intramural Championship t-shirts. So don't wait. Grab your pass today and make your semester your most active one yet. I'm Jimmy Adeniri, and that's your look at Intramural Sports.
Hi guys, my name is Anna Toth, and I am heading towards the KU football game to ask some fans some questions about KU trivia and their pregame experience. So come along for the ride. I'm with
Annie.
Alex.
And I'm going to ask them a KU trivia question. In 2022, KU became bowl eligible for the first time since 2008. What bowl did they play in?
Liberty Bowl.
Versus who?
Arkansas.
Yep, you guys got it. You guys got it. I'm now in the stadium, and I am with
Tyler Brewer.
I'm here with
Case.
I was wondering what your favorite KU tradition is.
Probably the Rock Chalk chant. It's probably the Rock Chalk chant. I feel like it's so full of aura and just ominous, and it sets the tone. That's when we know we've capitalized the win ultimately.
Okay. Can you do it right now?
Rock Chalk, Jayhawk, KU.
That was so good. Thank you, Tyler. I am with
I'm Ryan.
Ryan. What's your favorite part of a KU game day?
Honestly, the hype around it. Everyone seems to have a lot of fun.
Okay, that was a great response. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah.
I am back with Gabby and Kate. Let's go. What is y'all's favorite part of the KU game day?
Wave the wheat.
Wave the wheat.
How much school pride there is. Let's go.
Aww. I'm with.
Corbin Allen.
And what do you think the score of the game is going to be at the end?
48-14.
48-14. Okay. Hi, I'm back again with JJ.
Hi, I'm glad to be here.
What year did KU play its first football game?
I don't know, but I know the last time it played a football game, and that is today!
I had a great time talking to fans at the game and the tailgate. Now let's hand the ball off to Alex, where she's going to be asking some fans what their go-to touchdown celebrations are.
Hi guys, I'm Alex.
I'm Mia.
And we're here on Jayhawk Boulevard to ask students their score predictions for the KU-Mizzou game and to see their touchdown celebrations.
Let's get to it.
What's your score prediction for the KU-Mizzou game?
100-0.
I think KU, with the grind we've been on, they're definitely going to win, and I hope they just blow them out. This border war is going to be owned by KU.
I'm going to say 21-7 KU. Ditto.
27-24. I predict it'll be 37 win by us.
I'm going to go 28-21.
I think that KU's going to win because we always win.
KU by 1,000,000. Mizzou.
28-12, KU win.
I think it's going to be 28-25 Kansas.
Perfect.
I think it's going to be 21-14 Kansas. Rock.
In a perfect world, 48-0, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say 35-40.
Now show us your touchdown celebration.
Touchdown! Woo! I'll just say a little money like Johnny Manziel. Classic Spike. Touchdown!
Guys, one that's like this. You're gonna come low. My prediction is 21-14, Kansas obviously. Rock Chalk.
My prediction is 21-7, obviously Kansas winning.
Hey!
All right, Jayhawks, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Run It Back. Big shout out to everyone who stuck around. If you made it through all the sports takes, trivia fails, and some questionable touchdown celebrations, we appreciate you. We've got a lot to look forward to this semester. 2 shows a week, fan interviews, hot takes, cold takes, and yes, more Tiger trash talk. But in all seriousness, KU sports are in full swing. From volleyball courts to football fields and even the Quidditch team, there's no better time to be a Jayhawk fan. So show up and show out. Playmakers will be live today at noon with more sports and a feature on the KU spike ball team. And check out KUJH for more regular news rundowns. We'll be back Monday with more coverage and more action. Till then, follow us on socials. Make sure to cheer loud for our Jayhawks on Saturday as they kick some Tiger butt. I'm Jameson Mangold. Thanks for watching, and remember, rock chalk.